Instruments. Today we are starting with the woodwind section of the orchestra, and we'll meet the highest woodwind instruments, the flute and piccolo. Mischievous, singer siren extraordinaire, has been learning to play the melodious flute. Let's see how she's doing. Hi, Mischievous. Can you see me?
Hi, Vincent. This is Liberty Brole, a fabulously fantastic flute and piccolo player.
Hi, Liberty.
Hi, Vincent.
Welcome to Meet the Instruments. How long have you been playing the flute?
I've been playing the flute for 37 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Oh,
Would you please show us your flute?
sure. Here it is.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Thank you. I think so, too.
But, Liberty, I'm confused. Flutes are called woodwind instruments, but yours doesn't look like it's made of wood. Can you tell us why a flute is called a woodwind?
Well, it's true. It's made of metal now. It used to be made of wood, but then they realized that if it was wood, it was very quiet, and it really wouldn't sound through the whole orchestra or band, so they made it out of silver to make it brighter. But they kept the piccolo wood, because it's already very, very bright.
So that's a smaller version of a flute, huh?
Right, a piccolo just means little, so it's a little flute.
It's so cute.
Why did you pick the flute as the instrument you wanted to learn to play?
Well, when I was a little girl, I went and saw a man named Jean-Pierre Rampal in a recital, and I was so impressed with his playing that I went up to him afterwards and I said, Mr. Rampal, how do I get to be as good at flute as you? And do you know what he said, Vincent?
What did he say?
Eat your broccoli.
Broccoli?
Broccoli?
Really?
Well, and a lot of practice, but mostly the broccoli.
Huh. How do you make a sound on a flute?
Well, it's very interesting. It's different than all the other instruments. All the other instruments blow in. If I tried blowing into the instrument, it would sound like this. No one wants to hear that. So what I need to do is I blow across the instrument. I get 50% of my air into the instrument and 50% out, really splitting my air right on this edge right here like this. Maybe you've done something like that with a soda bottle like this. I can take the same thing and I blow across because again, if I blew into it, nothing would happen. But if I blow across, like that.
That's so cool. I'm gonna try.
Very good, Vincent.
Is a flute a high-sounding or low-sounding instrument?
The flute is a high instrument. It's called a soprano instrument, and it reads off of the treble clef, like most of the other high instruments.
Will you please play us something on your flute? That was great!
I love the piccolo. It's so cute and tiny. Would you play us something?
Wow, it sounds so high! Why does it sound higher than the flute?
Well, it's because the piccolo is so much shorter than the flute. The longer the tube, the lower the instrument.
Oh, so since the piccolo is so small, that's why it sounds so high.
That's right.
Cool. So when you push the buttons down, why does the sound change?
Well, when I push down the buttons, which in this case are called keys, the tube gets longer and longer as I put my fingers down. Would you like to hear?
Yeah. Cool. Are these the only kinds of flutes? Are there bigger ones?
There are bigger ones, Vincent. There's an alto flute, which is about 5 notes lower than this flute. There's a bass flute, which is a whole octave lower, and a contrabass flute, which is so big you have to stand up to play it. And that one is 2 octaves lower than this flute.
What's an octave?
Well, an octave is when I play the same note but it's lower and lower or higher and higher. You want to hear it?
Yes, please.
So here's my C. This is a higher one. And then lower. And then lowest. And then the contrabass flute goes 2 lower than that.
Wow, that's really cool. What's the weirdest sound a flute can make?
Flute can make all sorts of weird sounds. You can beatbox on a flute. You can sing on a flute. You want to hear me sing and play at the same time?
Yeah.
Pretty, right?
I probably wouldn't use that for a lullaby.
I wouldn't either, Vincent. I can also roll my R's, called flutter tonguing on the flute. Do you want to hear that one?
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes they use it, and usually to sound crazy.
Would you like to play our duet for Vincent?
Oh, I would love to, Mischievous. You've been working so hard. Oh, Mischievous, that was so great!
I remember to eat my broccoli.
That was so great. Thank you so much, Liberty, for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you, Miss Liberty.
You're welcome, Mischievous!
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Meet the Instruments. Join us next time to meet the mysterious, cool clarinet. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.
The flute is the best instrument in the orchestra because it's not. The piccolo is the best instrument because it's so tiny, but so loud.